Hi, I'm Darnell with Live Young Lifestyle, and if you're a subscriber to this YouTube channel, you know that I'm on a mission to live my youngest life, to look and feel my youngest self, and to share that all with you. And although I'm an anti-aging consultant, don't let the words anti-aging fool you. I have nothing against growing older. I actually embrace it. I've often said in my quest to live young that I love getting older. With each passing year, I'm accomplishing more, I'm crossing more things off my bucket list, I'm learning more and more ways to look younger and feel more alive and squeeze every last drop out of life. I've always said I wanted to live to be 100. I just don't ever want to look like I'm 100, and I certainly don't want to feel like I'm 100. Well, folks, I'm halfway there. Today, I turned 50. And as I celebrate my 50th, I can't help but to think back at all the birthdays I had in the past. Especially growing up in the Central Valley on this small farm, I remember each birthday was like a milestone. So when I was 10, I was so excited because I was finally in double digits, and it gave me permission to have a sleepover at Wendy or Amy or Tammy's house. When I was 13, I was finally allowed to go to a boy-girl party, which in hindsight was probably a mistake. When I was 16, I was allowed to take my driver's license test, which I passed with flying colors, and then later that night crashed the car into a tree. Not one of my more proud moments. At 18, I was given the right to vote, although I'm embarrassed to say I didn't really use that until I was in my 20s. And at 21, I was finally allowed to drink legally, that is, and then something happened. I remember like in my mid-20s thinking, well, now what? There was no real big birthday where you were allowed or not allowed to do anything. The numbers began to take on a different meaning. It was less about the numbers on the cake and more about the milestones. So it was first apartment, check. College degree, check. Job, check. Marriage and kids, check, check. And I think this happens to a lot of us. With all of the milestones checked off, we become complacent and the years just kind of pass us by. And so I think it's at that time that many of us start dreading the birthdays to come. For me, it was about age 25 when I realized there were no more giant milestones to check off. The only big birthdays left were the big numbers, so 30 and 40, and at that time I couldn't even think about 50. That seemed so old back then. I had just begun having my babies and my career was on the back burner, and I think I got a little bit scared that I would just be a mom, although I loved being a mother. And maybe I was afraid that I would be so engrossed in raising my family that I would one day wake up with grown children, but no personal growth of my own. I just decided to take an active role in my life, rather than leaving it to chance or fate. I created my own list of milestones, my ever-changing bucket list. These are real goals, written down, checked off, and added to every year. It's a kind of personal North Star that keeps me looking forward with childlike anticipation and keeps me accountable for what I've done with my number of years thus far. And it's worked. No matter what my number may be, my years are filled with excitement and anticipation. So with all that in mind, what about you? Are you just a number? Are you looking forward with excitement? What does your bucket list look like? What items are you going to check off this year? And if you think you're too old to do these things you've always wanted to do, think again. Vera Wang didn't even begin her career until she was 40. In fact, someone else made Vera Wang's own wedding dress. Martha Stewart published her first book when she was 41, followed by the launch of her magazine and TV show at the age of 48. And Anthony Bourdain didn't even get published till he was 45, and look at him now. I'm in awe of people like that, and yet I know that we all have that kind of potential. So start now. It doesn't have to be monumental, just something to look forward to checking off your bucket list. And you never know where those checks are gonna lead you. After all, it was 2 years ago that I went from casually sharing skincare, diet, and exercise advice with my friends and family to launching my website, Live Young Lifestyle, and more recently, this YouTube channel. And even more surprising to me, my anti-aging vitamin line, which just launched a few months ago. So yes, today I am 50 years old, and I embrace my age because I know that I am so much more than a number. I'm also a skydiver, a marathon runner, a world traveler, a great white shark cage diver, a mother, an anti-aging beauty blogger, a writer, a YouTuber, a wife, a vitamin brand, and there's even a skincare line in the works. So happy 50th birthday to me. I don't know what the next 50 years are gonna bring, but if you took a look at my current bucket list, you know it's gonna be one hell of a ride. And that is a really good way to live young.